Hey fellow YouTubers, it's me, John Lavelle. This is the second video I'm doing on that zombie apocalypse weapon that I saw on the internet there, and I made my own version of it. That video is already out, but I added the an attachment for a fishing reel so that you can bow hunt fish. Let me show you what I got here. This is it right here. This is the this is PVC, as I explained in the other video. The ones they were making were out of wood with a hoop. It looked like a lot of work. This thing takes 10 minutes. And if you look at the other video, it'll tell you all the measurements of how to make it. It takes 10 minutes to make this thing. Well, anyways, I just made a another bracket for this so it'll hold my reel. So you can now take this and bowfish with this thing. Now, how I did this was I took the same size PVC pipe as this is, and I basically sliced. This has been bent afterwards, but I basically sliced most of the pipe away and left a little bit of a tab, a little bit of a strip there, and then I sliced the back of this. What was left of the pipe, and then I took one of those heat guns and I heated it up good so they got all soft and rubbery, and then I slid it over this, and I made sure I was wearing gloves because it is a bit warm, and I grabbed it real good so it took the shape of this thing real good, and just before it was completely cooled off, it was still a tiny little bit flexible. I slid it off and I caved it in just a little bit more. I don't know, maybe 1/8 of an inch, 3/16 of an inch, so it had good grip when I put it back on. Then I took the tab that was left and I bent it, put the heat to it. After this was cooled off, I just did this part here and I heated up, and that's my my platform for the reel. And then I put a couple of pull ties on here to hold it. Now I'll tell you one thing, if you're going to use the pull ties, I have to do this again. I'm going to have to, well, not do it again, but I'm going to have to put some notches in here so that the pull ties can't slide off, because this is a bit of a taper here, so it wants to slide off. It's pretty secure right now. I don't think it'll fall off, but I'd be happier putting the grooves in it. That way it locates the tabs and where I want them, and that way there ensures that the reel doesn't move. So basically, you just press your button. The line is hooked up to your fishing arrow, and then you're going to basically just pull back and let it have it. And the complete instructions, you'll notice how this thing absolutely destroyed my paint job. As I said in the other video, if you're going to paint this thing, make sure you sand the shit out of it because the paint don't stick. Anyways, you know, if you don't care about the paint, who cares, right? You can go right out and use this thing right away. And this has got good draw weight. It's about 35-40 pounds right now. And my other video, if you just click below, if you happen to see this video, you want to know how to make this, just click below. It'll be the first video on the list on how to make this thing. This thing costs almost nothing, and it takes 10 minutes to make it, and it's a real solid unit. And I didn't invent it, I just improved what I saw. The ones I saw had the wooden hoop, and as I said in the other video, it looked like a lot of work. It's going to take me a lot of time, and I have to buy plywood, different thicknesses of plywood, and you know, router tools and sandpaper and stain and lacquer and bolts, and you have to recess the bolts. And nice design. I mean, whoever invented that thing was a pretty nice thing, but I brought it down to this, which is much cheaper, and I don't have the hoops as you see. I just have the lines ready to go. And I explained the other one why I wedged this, because it keeps the line dead nut center. When the arrow, before the arrow lets go, that thing is dead nut center of the tube. And then you got your hole in the front here, and that's where the arrow comes out. And anyways, that's it, and that's how I made this thing. Sorry, this thing here. And this is real good. Now I can fish with this thing too. Or you can just take this off and just go hunting big game. Whatever you want to do. It's an all-around good tool. Cheap. You can make, you can make yourself half a dozen of them and keep them around. Keep one in the car. In case you're a survivalist, you end up in the middle of nowhere. you need something like this. It's cheap and yeah, real cheap. You can buy all the stuff at any building supplies. And as I say, 10 minutes to make it. This thing didn't take much longer than that either. 10 minutes to make that thing too. Anyways, that's my little addition there. So feel free to make one. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks.